Big up the Regz. The Regz discuss NYCV Austin comedians. The Regz podcast with Bobby Kelly, Luis J. Gomez, and usually who's that guy? Dan Soder usually is on this, isn't it? And Joe List, I think. Usually, it's a good podcast. I don't listen to it too often, but when I see the clips, I usually enjoy what I see. So let's see what they have to talk about when it comes to NYCV Austin comedians.
I had a debate with Tony Hinchcliffe. This is actually a good debate for this show. Because I posted, they were like, "You guys should do Skankfest in Austin because it's got the best comedy scene in the world." And I was like, "Well, no, New York still has the best comics." And I wrote that. And then Tony Hinchcliffe screenshotted it to me and said to me, "He's like, really? You think New York's got better comics than us?" And then he was like, "Who do you have?" And then I just fucking wrote. I'll pull up the list. I just like. And then I was like, who do you have? Rogan and fucking Tom Segura. And then Roseanne is like the third best.
And Shane sometimes.
Shane sometimes.
Tim Dillon, not anymore.
No, Tim Dillon claims New York.
Yeah.
Tim Dillon, we have Tim Beck. He spends most of his time here.
Yeah. What did he say after that?
He started arguing with me. I'll pull up the text.
We got Dave Attell. We got
Chris
Colin
Rock,
Quinn,
Louis C.K., Colin Quinn,
Todd Barry. Daniel Simonson.
Ooh, I don't know if I put Todd Barry.
I think even
But doesn't this kind of prove Mark Maron's point, though? There's an entire slew of New York-based comedians that some of us, maybe most of us, don't even know who they are because all the focus is on Rogan's crew. You know? Like Rogan's crew kind of defines or like they're representative of the entire comedy scene when they're not really representative of the comedy scene at all. But we don't know them because Joe's not a New York guy. He was an LA guy and now he's an Austin guy. So it kind of skews, the perception of what a stand-up is and shit. It's kind of wild. It's kind of a weird thing because you can't really blame Joe for it because he kind of built himself out in a way where he's like a de facto gatekeeper, but not because he wanted to be one, but because he's really successful. So it's not really his fault. But it is kind of interesting to see that no one really perceives New York as to be the best place when really it probably is, especially when you think of the infrastructure and whatever else it may be, and just in general the city being what it is. But everyone kind of looks at Austin as the best one just because of the optics, and the PR and shit.
There's some
there's so many underrated comics that are fucking. Lenny Marcus is hilarious.
Ethan Simmons Patterson.
No, that's the thing. Like the average
Yeah, that's a great point, Chris Mike. Well, comedians are all petty and self-centered. Of course, most of them think whatever they are is the best. Yeah, there's probably a comic scene right now in Chicago where all the guys are like, nah, Chicago's the place. There's somebody in fucking, I don't know, in Dallas, in Atlanta. Like, yeah, Atlanta's a place. We've got the best comedians. Like, really though? Really? I just like how no one considers international acts. That's what I love. I love how nobody considers international acts, even the ones that are English speaking. It's always just like, yeah, the best comedians are in America. It's like, stand-up is a lot bigger than just America. There's probably people all around the world that are fucking killing it and really funny, but unless you're Rogan's friend, no one knows who you are and no one knows you're alive.
The guys you don't even know about, like, blow the guys in Austin away. Like, absolutely. All the guys who are doing the Mothership, that small room, every one of them that moved from New York couldn't even get on stage at the Stand. Couldn't even get on stage at the New York Comedy Club. These guys are failing in fucking New York. That's a fact. It's an absolute fact.
Trying to start a war.
No, it's no war. They know what the fuck's up. They left New York because they couldn't cut it here. Let's get real.
Yeah.
Facts.
Let's get real.
Let's get real. Let's get real ass. Today, 4 p.m. Gas Digital.
Skankfest is over. Now the bridges get burned.
It's enough with the blacks.
What the fuck?
Separate but equal.
What?
So
Let's just cut this and put it up.
I wrote best comics are in New York.
First clip of the podcast is just Joe saying that with no reaction.
Yeah, guys, you gotta.
It's the black.
Well, you know what it was? Lewis is looking at his phone.
Look at this. No
I'm trying
chocolate
to
cooked
fucking
black
continue the
cookies.
Why ain't there no chocolate chip?
That's because he don't like it.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother Rob.
He likes just a little bit of chocolate mixed with all that white.
Just take the culture and bake it into your
Look
cookie.
at that right there. It's all
Shit.
white.
Read the list.
Greer Barnes. We got Greer Barnes.
I missed whatever that bit was, but I hated it. I came
You
into
hate
it in the
any
middle of
bit
it.
you're not in.
I
Just
hated
read
it.
the list.
I hated it.
You know why? It was bit FOMO.
Yeah.
It was a bit,
He doesn't like when he's
You were doing the research. We were out having a fucking skip.
Can you honest with me?
Skip through a bit.
I don't know what it was. It might have been incredible.
Bob, Lewis, I literally point guarded it to you.
Yeah.
I was for you.
Hold on. Joe thinks point guarding is asking a question. That's crazy.
It wasn't a question.
It's a
you
whole
dummy.
point guarding is an art.
Damn,
Don't
it's
tell
a
me.
It wasn't a
lifestyle.
question. You didn't even listen, you fat fuck.
Oh.
I'm getting better.
You are.
That's
Better,
such a fat
sure.
thing to say.
Yeah, I'm getting better.
I'm
is
getting
it?
better. And then he does this, the only part that's not fat.
All right, give us a list.
Okay, so
By the way, the joke we were doing was racist, and it was fun.
Yeah,
You would have been
fun.
good at it.
Yeah, you would have been. You would
All
actually.
right, can you
kill-
reset it up? And
Yeah,
then we'll
sure.
do it, and then I'll do the list.
Joe,
You say, let's get
All right,
real.
let's go. Let's get real.
It's enough with black people already. Go.
Booga, 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 booga. I mean, right there.
See, this is the gas digital
on.
version that they only get on gas digital.
That is funny.
I wish you didn't
I
do
watch
that.
it. I go, do you guys know there's a whole separate version of the podcast on Gas Digital, and they leave it all in.
They have,
I mean,
they have a
leave it-
different name. The episode's called Ooga Booga.
Yeah. At one point, I read Bobby's social, and they just leave it in.
I'm so upset you did that because now I look.
When will they get to the list? They still haven't got to the list. I'm just sat here waiting for Lucio Gomez to read out his list. Please read the list.
Like an
What?
asshole.
Why?
Because you could have done something a little.
No, remember that thing you made up that already happened at Skankfest twice?
Yeah, dude.
Lewis,
Give me
go to the
give me
list.
more ideas. So I said on Twitter, somebody was like, "Oh, you should do Skankfest and Austin. The best comics are there." So then I replied, quote tweeted him, "The best comics are in New York, bozo."
You called him a bozo.
Called him a bozo.
Good one.
That's
I
good.
love it.
Bozo's a fucking hurtful one.
It's
B-O-Z-O.
great. It's for a
B-O-Z-O.
non-cuss word. It hurts.
It's a
Yeah,
hurt.
you call somebody a bozo. They start thinking about what they did to be called a bozo.
Bozo is
good.
so
Yeah.
good.
Bozo is just.
Bozo cuts deep.
God
It's
damn,
cuts-
it really does. I feel pain for that guy. I'm empathizing with
What
him.
was Danny? What was the thing that the guy said about the guy that, on the show that really hurt? He said he did what?
Is this an SAT question?
Hey, Danny, a train leaves Minneapolis at 8:30 going 76
What did he call his act? What did he say in the middle of his act?
Danny speaks Bobby fluently, so he understood what the question was. Nobody else did.
Someone heckled flop.
Yeah, he goes. He said flop after his bit, which I was like, that's terrible.
Who
Some crowd member at
to
this
Bob
comic.
to Danny?
No, to the comic at the dojo. After his bit, he went. After his joke, he went flop. It just fucking hurt. It's like bozo. It's just. It's not a fuck you.
I
you
would
steak.
rather hear a buzzing noise than that. I'd rather hear a meh after a joke fails than someone go flop.
flop.
Flop is funny.
It's
is
terrible.
Funny word. All right, who are the comics you named? we better all be on the list.
So
But
then Tony,
Dude, if we're not on there, it's
It's
funnier.
funny if it's just
so
all.
then Tony, listen, Tony goes, he quotes that and then goes, name them.
Why would he say name them? He
And then he
knows-
goes, Attell, then this face,
Is that his face?
that emoji, and then the American flag.
Yeah.
Then he said, I love you. We bust each other's balls about this. But then I wrote, Attell, Soder, Mark Norman, Joe List, Robert Kelly, Big J, Schultz, Louis C.K., Chris D, Are You Garbage Guys, Ari Shafir, Colin Quinn, Norton, Sam Morrill, Todd Barry, Jim Gaffigan, Giannis Stavros, Nick Mullen, Tim Dillon, Adrian Appalucci, Jordan Jensen, Nikki Glazer, Michael Che, Pete Davidson, to name a few.
it's so clear that you got to a point where you're like, I need to name women and black people.
But you didn't put Chris Rock, Louis C.K.
He did
I
put
put
Louis
Louis.
C.K.
Oh, no, I
Chris-
didn't.
Dave should. He put
Jerry
But
Seinfeld.
I said to name a few of those. This isn't even
Still
talking
rock,
about
dude.
the mid-level guys that are actual killers, like hundreds of them. All of the young bucks who followed Shane and Rogan to Austin couldn't get stage time in New York City.
Whoa.
Who you got? Then I was like, then there's unknown.
But the lack of stage time in New York City, I don't necessarily think that people who flopped in New York and moved to Austin to try and be successful, I wouldn't say that is a reflection of them not being funny or not. I'd assume there's probably way more comedians and way more competition in general in New York than there is in Austin. There's just more comp. So why wouldn't you go to a new place where you can kind of carve a little bit of a lane for yourself? You still get the training from New York because you were there. You didn't get up as often, but you go where there's time for you to actually get on stage, because that's the most important thing. You can't, similar to DJing, you can't really practice stand up at home. You kind of have to do it on stage in front of people. So you have to get up as often as possible. So I don't really blame people for moving to Austin. I don't really think it's a bad thing they moved there. I don't really think it means that they're less funny than people in New York, personally.
Killers that like Greer Barnes or Mike Britt that will literally be impossible for anyone in Austin to follow. There's like 100 of those guys, the Godfreys, the Mike Yards. I was like, if you're talking about pound for pound, there's no talent pool like New York. This is off the top of my head. Austin has you, Shane, Rogan, Tom, ... Roseanne. It's thinning out.
Well, they're all from LA.
Woo!
Snap!
You
Back
put your,
to reality.
did you put your phone down? And you're like, I gotta air my hands.
Was your
out.
phone too hot? You had to.
Hot, 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 hot.
Then
And you wrote, I'm sending an assassin squad to kill you right now. It's all the guys who killed Tony.
Yeah. Big up Stinger Goo. Yep, that's coming up. Big up Young God Vibe. Yep, that's coming up.
So who else is in Austin?
But none of those guys can count toothpicks when you drop them like the killers of Tony.
We got those
96.
too.
Yeah,
This
we
whole
got
production
the
staff.
aughts.
Yeah, these.
We got a.
so then he goes.
We got an aught squad.
He goes, there's Ron White, Rogan, Segura, Roseanne, McCusker, Sebastian, Christina P, Bert, 6 weeks a year, Hinchcliffe, he called himself Hinchcliffe, Brian Simpson, and then the Kill Tony regulars. Literally, again, bigger draws.
He called himself Hinchcliffe. That's a really funny observation, though. Tony Hinchcliffe writing a list of all the best stand-up comedians, and he writes his name as Hinchcliffe, not as Tony. He's such a weird human, isn't it? He's making a list of all the best comedians, and instead of just writing me, right? Instead of just writing me, he writes Hinchcliffe. He's such a weird guy. He's such a weird guy.
And everyone you listed.
He switched the thing up. He went bigger draws.
Yeah, no.
Than funny.
Yeah.
That's a different argument.
Do you know what Mike Britt could do in a minute on Kill Tony?
Also, are these guys bigger draws than Mark and Sam? Mark's doing multiple shows at the Beacon.
Yeah.
Ari's doing multiple at the Beacon.
Sam's doing Carnegie Hall.
Yeah.
No. I don't even think it's
Sam's doing Carnegie Hall.
I wanted to kill myself after I said that.
Ladies and gentlemen. You should always say ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Does Sebastian live in Austin?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, though.
He has probably like 6.
All those people are from L.A.
He named 7 people.
But they're all from L.A. They made their bones in L.A., most of those people.
Did he also
Street Fight.
leave DeRosa off the list? Because that's kind of hilarious.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, big up Coyle. I love that you mentioned that. I've noticed a shift on the because I'm always on the subreddits. I'm always kind of browsing to see, to see when eventually they'll all turn and become the Fire and the Kids subreddit. I've noticed on the Tuesdays with Stories subreddit, there's definitely been a vibe shift when it comes to the reception or to the attitude people have towards Joe List. They're starting to not like him too much. I forgot what it was in particular, but I've noticed a little bit more whining, a little bit more complaining, a little bit more nitpicking, a little bit more critiquing of Joe List. They seem to be okay with Mark Norman and his crazy, delinquent self, but they seem to have a real big issue with Joe List. You can kind of feel it happening. Big up Josie. Yeah, can't stand him. Him and Kerry Fina are you think so? Isn't he recently married? Is he married or he had a kid? Is it or maybe both? No, I think they had a kid. Yeah, because I think him and Mark Norman had a kid at the same time. I think so. So yeah, dangerous game to be playing though. By the way, dangerous game. Unless maybe his wife is okay with it, but dangerous game to be playing, bro. Like, I mean, I'm not a big believer in shitting where you eat anyway. In general, I just think, but it's even dangerous, when you're like in such a small community over there in New York and shit. Because I think Carrie Fian's from New York, right? I think she's based over there too, because she's always on Legion Skanks and stuff. Dangerous game, but he does talk about her in very glowing terms. He doesn't talk about her in a way that you would think they're not banging. Let's just say that, right? The way he talks about her, it definitely gives you the impression that they probably spent a lot of time together. But yeah, cool. Joe List is Joe List. But I don't know. I don't know who's better. What side is better, New York or Austin? I don't really know, to be fair. I still have a hard time thinking any of these guys are funny. A lot of them are very overrated, especially Rogan's camper people. I guess you have to see these people, to kind of figure it out. But a lot of these people's specials are not that great. So yeah, I just want them to be funny across the board. I don't really care where they're at. Just be funny. Just be funny across the board. I don't care where the fuck you're located at. Just be funny. Just be fucking funny.